let's talk about setting up your first list. So let's assume that you've logged in and go up to the top menu and choose the button that says Lists. Here we have an example of a video test list that's already set up, but let's show you how you would create a new list. So if you see at the very top, you have an area that you can create and add members. And you'll see that what we want to do is we want to go ahead and create a new list. So click Create New List. This is the area that you put in all the particulars of your list owner information. This stuff is very important when it comes time to do a CAN-SPAM compliance. A lot of this information will show up on your emails, so you want to make sure that it's accurate. You will also have a spot in this area that you can actually choose who the email from is. So that way you can make sure that somebody's able to respond to these emails as they come in. So in this case, you see that we've filled in our video test list name, the list owner of the test. We also have our email filled in. You'll also see an area here where we have a physical address. Again, the physical address is very important because that needs to be related to your list in order to stay CAN-SPAM compliant. We also want to go ahead and make sure that we have your website address in there as well. There are a couple other things listed in this area as well, as if you want to allow web-based subscriptions, and also a few extra additional things that we'll talk about later on, like the preview and recording group. A little bit lower, you'll also see where if you want to allow this to remain public, basically we create an online landing page that is each email. We create a web page for every single email you create, and that allows you to link to it from social networks. We're able to track these in a very detailed way. Most cases we'll leave that open for sharing. And then it also asks if you want to display the share and toolbar at the bottom of your emails. This allows other people, if they pull that up, to easily push a button at the bottom that says Facebook or Twitter and share your message. These are very good for adding legs to your messages and more people posting them. So if you have any questions about any of that, as always look over here on the side and you'll see that there's excellent information. You can look there, and then once you've got everything filled in, go ahead and hit Create List. We just created our new video test list. It's right here. A couple other things that you may want to do is at this time you can go ahead and start adding fields to the list. That's done right on the screen right here where you see it says Add and Modify Fields. If you push that button, you'll see that in this particular list that we created, we do have a couple of fields already created. For example, first name, last name, what state do you live in, what's your favorite color. We just created these for an example. The email field is automatically created by ListRocket, so you don't have to create an email field. But these are some examples of some fields you might want to create. And how you create a field is very easy. Right up in the corner here, you'll see that it says Create Field. You can go ahead and click on that Create Field. Here you're going to go ahead and put in a name of your field. So in this case, we might say, what is your favorite season? We're going to make this a drop down. Here's all the different types of field types that you can do. We're going to go ahead and create this as a drop down list. What's really nice about these drop down lists, it makes it really easy for you to get consistent data into your databases. So click Continue. In this case, it's very nice. We already have 4 values, which is nice. But if we needed to add or subtract a value, we can just go ahead and add or subtract it right there. These values that you type in here are going to show up in your drop-down list. So in this case, we have spring, summer, winter, fall, no default value. You can put a default value in there if you want it to default to 1. You can mark a field required if the user must fill it in. And you can also create hidden fields. These fields will not show up to an end user. So for example, if you wanted to do a buying temperature on a client, you wouldn't want them to see that you consider them a hot client. So you might create a hidden field that says buying temperature, hot, warm, cold. It'll allow you to easily segment your hot buyers and such. But be very careful. Do not mark a field required and then make it hidden, because your forms won't work, because it'll say this field is required and not filled out. Once you have the field done, you just go ahead and click Save Field, and you've got a field added. In this case, it's what's your favorite season. That's a little bit on setting up your first list and some profile fields. Look for more detail on these fields, how to segment them, and more information in other videos. Thanks so much. Have a great day.